Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Live with TLD. And I need to mute my phone because I just got a notification that we are live.
Hey.
Well, at least you're getting them.
Yeah. Have you guys heard from Walsh? Is he going to be here tonight?
No clue.
Okay. Well, greetings. As 1911 Drew says, greetings, fellow bullet launchers.
Yeah. Might as well just call it money launchers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
A deck that's not covered in bird crap. It's new. That's a new deck. I was going to say, I forgot who it was. Someone was asking if we could do 24 hours of
Deck?
that deck and just put it on our YouTube channel for people to listen to. Oh, here he is.
Live?
People can listen to it like whenever they want to go to
time lapse.
Dude, no, they just want a live video of the deck for 24 hours.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Oh, I knew he was going to come in like that. Like the Kool-Aid man.
Hey, everybody. Sorry. Kids have off tomorrow, so it was like a super late everything.
What?
So got to get everybody to bed.
It's like Indigenous
Parent
People
teacher
Day
conference.
Yeah. I don't know what. Yeah.
So,
some sort of work day.
Yeah, here you go. Doc Cypher, deck ASMR. Yeah, so we could take the deck and just time lapse it to be a 24-hour video and then upload it so people can listen to it when they want to fall asleep.
I heard we want to get rid of the wind sign. That we want to get rid of the wind sound and have only wind chimes.
Yes.
Oh, I could probably do that.
I could just go out there and do it like tomorrow. Just put the mic back or mic facing the wind chimes away from the wind, like, or block it. I'll
Pepper Book Club 24-hour deck.
It's just one video. Like someone opens it up and it's like, how long is this? Like, oh, it's 24 hours. Like
that's dangerous. I would want it to be live, and then you just see like
walk by.
your kid curse at you and take off running, and you like chasing them down with a broomstick. Like, oh, Walsh is going to jail.
Oh, dude, hey, speaking of, there's something funny. I went out with the wife today. We went out to lunch together, and we were driving down the street, and there was like a perfectly good broom. So this tells you you're getting old. There's a perfectly good broom in the middle of the street, and we're both like, man, maybe we should go back for that.
Yeah, it's still got plenty of use in it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good broom. Like, do you think we should? Like, and I'm like, you had gotten like a couple 100 feet away from it. You're like, now I got to turn around and all that. But like, if I would have seen it earlier, I would have spotted it earlier. Yeah, definitely.
We're not in the right vehicle. It doesn't really fit.
Yeah. When I was at Walsh's, he was like, "Hey, the cat's okay to be outside, but if you hear it like scratch at the fence, grab it really quick because it'll like jump the fence."
No, I said if you saw him darting toward the fence, be ready.
Oh, was that okay?
Jump the fence, yeah.
So I didn't hear it until the scratching. I look over and that punk had already was on top of the fence. And I went to go get him, and he like went into the neighbor's yard, and then he's on the neighbor's deck staring at me.
So you can't get me.
There's a neighbor beyond them, and I was like, I wonder what's going on over there, because this was like an hour later. I just see these like 4 birds, and they're just like darting down at something, like, and then you see his cat came back and was like,
yeah. Jason's like, man, there was quite the commotion out there. I was like, yeah, it was something crazy, and all of a sudden the cat comes like, then they're panting like they were probably dive bombing this idiot. Like, oh, definitely. But we look at one point, like, did you see where Dylan went? And he's like, yeah, he's right there, and he's just sitting on the neighbor's deck, like just looking at us, like what an
get back here,
like. What an a-hole.
Dude, if you would have told me your cat's name before you started that story, I could have guessed that entire story. Who names their cat Dylan, dude?
It fits perfectly. He has, to an a-hole. Yeah, exactly. And like orange cats, they all share one brain cell, and Dylan has not had a turn yet. Like he is just waiting his turn. Like sooner or later, he gets a turn with that one brain cell.
Garrett says, Jason have baseline or any Russian Milsurp mags for that AK? Nope. I got some Magpul mags.
What were those ones that they sent you from Dimitri sent you a while ago?
So he didn't send me mags. He sent me
followers.
He sent me a follower because they were some like Croatian mags that I got that didn't have, they wouldn't lock the bolt to the rear.
Mm.
And so from Primary Arms had sent me some followers to swap out, and they work great. They locked the bolt to the rear.
The whole like last round bolt hold open on the AKs. Yeah. But I remember you were like, what are these? I'm like, oh, they don't. This is for last round bolt hold open. He's like, you're like, mine already do that. Like, I guess there's some mags that don't. You're like, actually, you're right. There are. That is.
Yeah.
True.
So what I ended up doing to test them out is I had to buy mags that didn't have it, so I could.
Like you wouldn't have wanted. Like I wouldn't have wanted these. That's like going broke from saving. It's like going to Costco. You know what I mean? Like, bro,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought. Like, I didn't save anything. I wouldn't have bought any of this stuff if you didn't send me this. Like, no, man, you got this for free. Like, no, it costs me.
So okay. This is great because we're going off on a tangent right away. Did you know the Costco cookies? You can go to the bakery section and buy a box of like 300 of them frozen, and you could bake them yourself at home.
Really?
Yeah, or the muffins. You could buy a box of like 70 Costco muffins frozen.
You can also get the hot dogs.
You can just get the hot dogs?
Yeah, they sell them in the refrigerated section.
It's probably more expensive to buy that because I know like they lose money on the hot dogs because it's the whole thing like getting people in. Oh, he's alive.
He says, "I live."
I live.
I was kind of like
Croak is down in Florida, and last I saw,
right.
the his palm tree was still up.
Oh,
that's good
then. It's
overrated. Volleys for him.
I saw that one. How much water did they end up? There was a really cool video that I think they posted on Discord where they showed like.
Is everyone else frozen?
No, it's no.
Hello.
No,
just me.
Nobody. Yeah, it's you.
No, nobody's frozen except.
Can anyone else hear me? Am I talking to myself?
Yes, we can hear you. You're talking to yourself. Yeah, because
this is fun.
Yeah, he's like, maybe I'm frozen. Like,
yeah, he's gonna start messing with stuff now, though.
Hold on, I'm gonna say you're the only one frozen. Hold on, watch this.
Yeah,
who's frozen?
You're the only one frozen.
This is all a joke, dude. He's not frozen.
You know this wouldn't happen?
Yep. I don't even remember what that channel's called anymore.
What are we talking about?
StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yeah, it's wouldn't have happened on StreamYard.
Yeah. We don't even remember what it was.
He still don't. He still doesn't hear us.
No, he's like, am I frozen? Am I in like? What's funny is he's not so frozen funny, either. Like,
right? He's gonna say something that's gonna get us in trouble.
He gone.
He's like something.
Well, now I have to work the controls.
He's like, oh. He's like, oh, great, yeah. No, I saw.
Cody have to work the control. We've only been live for 9 minutes, and we're 15 minutes behind in the comments.
And I'm great. Like, and Walsh is now gone. Like, great.
Yeah. Walsh is gone, and we're 15 minutes behind when we're only 9 minutes into the video.
Oh, dude! So he's sitting in his truck 3 miles from home to get his cell signal. Dang, that's crazy! I saw this
dedication.
I don't know if you guys saw this video, but there was one. I think it was on Discord. I think it was going around some of the different websites. It was this like newscaster, and he was talking about like what different like water swells would mean. But so it's like he's like standing there in like I don't know, not VR, but computer graphics or whatever, and it's showing it like going up all around him, like how high it is, and like lifting all the cars up and everything. And he's like, at 9 feet is basically deadly, and yada yada yada. It's like they're expecting 15 feet. Like, holy moly!
So they ended up getting 5 foot. So I'm glad that they overestimated.
Yeah, me too.
He was basically saying like 3 is enough to make it undrivable. I think 6 was enough to like float cars away and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hey, Jason, you were not.
You weren't frozen the whole time.
But you couldn't hear us, I guess.
Yeah, everyone else on my screen was all frozen. I was like, I thought we were shut down.
We could see you and hear you the whole time.
The best was, you couldn't hear it. We were like, hey, are we frozen? We're like, no. And you're like, huh.
Yeah.
Looks like we're
we
frozen.
saw you pick your nose.
No.
It was very awkward.
We're like, man, he's going to say something he shouldn't. This is when we get in trouble right here.
Start swearing. Like, maybe Jason doesn't realize we're not frozen.
Not a TLD stream till someone gets doxxed. Who got doxxed?
Yeah, Dylan got doxxed.
Dylan,
the
your cat?
Yeah, now you guys, yeah.
He definitely did.
Yeah,
yeah, he definitely did.
Hey, Nurse Dude's here. What's up, Nurse Dude? I'm sure you guys saw it already, but I froze.
Right when you went off. Comment up. Yeah, right when you went off, we were at 9-minute mark, and Cody went 15 minutes behind in comments.
Hey,
and kicked Walsh out. Like, true story, dude. True story.
And he's like, okay, now I'm in control, and then just kicks me right out. Like, okay, waited no time. Hey, can we talk about last week's video?
Your red dots.
Yeah, the red dot video. Like, I'll be honest with you, the red dot one I wasn't planning on doing, because I was going to do prisms and stuff like that. But then it was like, oh, let's do the red dots because it's going to make more sense and what people want to see. Dude, super, super popular. There was the whole channel like basically kind of blew up this week of people wanting to hear what we say about red dots. There's a ton of dots people want to see. Joe, I think I had like a bunch of comments about the one you posted, that 403S or whatever.
Did you just say Holosun number?
I don't know.
Because I hate Holosun and I won't buy Holosun. But no, the Romeo 4S, yeah, that one.
Maybe it wasn't that one. But it was a bunch of like the 4R, I think it was the 4R, 4S. There was a ton of different
another YouTuber says, you guys still using red dots?
Yeah.
No, we're back to iron. Dude. But I thought it was crazy.
We're stuck in the past.
Like, I didn't think people were that excited about red dots, but I guess just seeing a whole.
Well, everybody wants to buy them, but they're expensive and nobody knows. I really liked your video because you started off saying, you were like, all right, so I'm going to start with a red dot that I would, recommend to anybody, no matter your skill level, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting in my Jeep driving, right? And I'm like, Romeo 5, Romeo 5, Romeo 5, Romeo 5. And you're like, the Romeo 5. I'm like, ah! It's like, I knew it.
Did you see at the end? Like, did you see the
No, I made it all the way until the very last one that you're reviewing, and then I got to where I'm going. So I stopped the video.
Because people had told me, they were like, hey, make sure you put the AMS. I think it was J-Murph was like, AMS better be S tier. So I was like, well, Jason has my AMS, and we just couldn't end up connecting that. We had a funny thing planned. So I ended up putting Jason on a popsicle stick. So he's just on a popsicle stick in there.
Oh,
and I changed it. No. I was like, it's totally me. It's totally Jason.
Dude, I'm trustworthy.
Because then I went at the end and I put the aim point down a tier, and I took the Romeo 5 and put it up an S tier. I was like,
nice. No, I got to finish watching it then. And I like what you said about like these are expensive. So yeah, you should have one of these on one of your guns, and everything else you should probably have a Romeo 5. Like, I liked it. I liked your video.
Yeah, it was very popular. Sounds like a lot.
Josh said, hear me out. Antimatter magnifier for hands-free, on magnifier, off magnifier. I don't know what that means.
So I think what he's saying is, so antimatter, how like you do the hand job thing to get your magnification. But how cool would it be? Now I get what he's saying. What if there was like a spring-loaded push button that like snapped it in place or snapped it back the other way? I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that, because now I'm not doing.
You prefer that over the hand job thingy? I don't know about that.
I don't know. I mean, personally,
so there's a company out of Florida, M Carbo. They make it's specifically for the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 Gen 2, but it's like a quick flip to side. They have those already, right? But you're saying an actuated off, actuated back on.
Yeah, like think of that. Or like,
do you realize how heavy that would be?
Listen, don't get me started. Antimatters, they're going to revolutionize the industry by doing a motorized version. Like, bro, like that is going to be. I already saw like me. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Like I saw it for 3 seconds. I was like, can't wait. I am super excited for that video. Like I'm already excited.
I can't wait to break this.
Yeah, I can't wait. Just stick something in there and be like, watch this. Like, well, day's over.
Nurse Dude said, also call the LPVO and piggyback offset.
Yeah.
Somebody was, dude.
I still am not a fan of LPVOs. I don't know, dude.
No, you're not wrong. And I think it's funny because we've
I'm still not a fan.
Full circle. Like, I don't
think.
Why
does it sound so quiet?
Who, me?
Is it just me? Does Walsh sound
quiet? It is. Yeah,
I'm
it's
quiet?
just you.
Okay.
No, he's not quiet. You're not.
So
you
it's
need to
funny.
call a
I think-
hotel
I
manager and tell them to reset your internet.
Yeah,
Right? I think Jason gaslighting us, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with his video, and he's
Oh,
just like,
Hear my
he's
post?
just like,
Hear my
why?
post?
Why is Walsh floating? Why
There's
is he upside
something
down right now?
Is there something on Joe's face?
Joe, I'm
Why
with
is
you, though.
Joe's face white?
I am 100% after reviewing so many LPVOs and probably seeing like most of the good ones. I think I've learned I don't like any of them. You know, like a 1 to the same thing we found at the very beginning, a 1 to 6 second focal plane LPVO. That's the only thing I care about. Outside of that, I'm like, I probably don't want it, man. I probably want a dedicated scope, or I probably want a dedicated red dot and magnifier. I just don't. I don't love LPVOs.
And if it's a zombie apocalypse and I get to go free shopping wherever I want, then I'm going to try to find an ACOG because I've always wanted one.
Garen said, in y'all's opinion, who makes the best fixed irons? I prefer Daniels.
Where's my face? What?
Fixed irons?
Magpul.
Magpul.
No, thank you.
Magpul.
No,
we
fixed,
like,
not flip up. It
Like-
stays up all the
like
time.
glued to your
Yeah,
gas line.
That's I don't change my answer. Magpul MBus. Why would you do
that's
that?
not-
Why would
not-
you do that?
Yeah, that's our point.
That's the point. Yeah.
Oh,
I know that's
Why
my
would
point.
you-
Buy
why would
MBus.
Why would you do fixed?
you guys are gonna yell at me. I don't run irons anymore. Like I
I
don't
don't either.
Yeah,
at all. Like,
That's
on anything.
that's because you
Are
you
prepared.
trust technology too much. Yeah,
Rubber
Okay.
Boat
trust
Club
technology
says, shoot
too
from the
much.
hip like a man. No, I don't think it's that bad. There's some out there, like some of the prisms that have etch reticles. Even if the
Totally.
battery dies, you still have a reticle.
Yeah, I don't
Etch,
know.
yes, I agree.
I'll say
Unless
this,
unless you have it on a quick disconnect or whatever you call those, whatever you young call them fancy things, because those are in my mind, those on an etched reticle, those are so you can remove it quickly if the glass breaks and you can't see through it. But then you remove it and you have nothing to look through, so you're just
that would be
dumb.
kind of- I will say, Jason, I do think it's funny with prisms. I talk about how much I like them, but then I never use them. So it's like I don't know if I actually do. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't run. And we all agree, like Magpul MBus are the best iron sights you can get.
For the
Outside
money.
of that, I don't think you should do anything else. Like the weird offset. I played with that for a period of time. I had that sort of
Yeah, you
brain
did.
damage. And
Yeah,
no, don't do
dude,
that.
you've gone down so many side tracks, and I'm just sitting here like he'll be
Now
back.
I'm back, and it's
Just
like, what
wait.
do you run now?
He'll
Like
be back.
just a
He'll
red
be-
dot, just a red. Like I don't do like that's it. And that is one thing that's cool in the
Josh
Unity mount.
says, do you really need a reticle when you have lasers?
Oh, laser beams. I like how the Unity mount, the one that goes higher, has
God.
has irons
can't believe
built
you just
into the
said you
actual
like-
mount.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I almost
Dan
threw up.
says,
Did you just say you like Unity mount? I just threw up in my mask, dude. They're gross. Hold on, I gotta go clean
You
this.
must have been watching that video. You must be watching the video,
Um,
listening to it on your car.
Dan says the Unity Fast T2 mounts are fixed rear sight paired with the front sight.
Yeah.
What front
And is a
sight?
final form of the carry handle dot.
It's basically got a really small Jojo. It's not a really good iron sight. It basically in the mount itself, it's got a small viewing window in the back and then a sight in the front. It's not.
I mean,
it's not perfect
when
but
you're pulling a Walsh and not running anything, I guess
Better-
it's better
yeah,
than
hey.
that.
Hey, I forgot it was on there. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Brooke says, fun fact, use a lot of
Nothing blew
Olight
up.
products during the storm and nothing blew up or caught fire.
Oh, good for you.
We laugh about
That's
it,
awesome.
and at this point, we want something from Olight to break. Like, just something. I want something of Olight of mine to break or just be horrible, so we can join the bandwagon. And
Right.
Oh,
So
I
you
love
talk
those
trash.
things. Have you seen Cody with those little O bulbs? Have you seen the little like spacemen that you can put it into?
Yep.
Or they have for Halloween they have the ghost
Oh,
that
that's cool.
hangs. You could
So
yeah.
I have 4 of these, and I have them all. Like I have one stuck to the headboard of my bed.
Do you
And
do
when
you
we
get
had
two
the
of them?
storm, we didn't have lights for three days. You just
Yeah.
bloop.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody just like yesterday, it's like Olight is the company, is the product that I love from a company I want to have nothing to do with.
They're the mopeds of the tactical world. Like, I like riding on a moped, but I don't want to see nobody. Nobody needs to be watching me or recording.
No, dude, like I'll run them all day long. I don't even care. I just don't want to ever communicate with the company people again.
Which,
ever
okay,
in my
I
life.
think that's the weird behind the scenes part is like people just see like the normal interaction. They don't know dealing with Olight is its own special.
That's what I mean.
Here.
Like,
I agree.
It's the product that I love from the company that I want to have nothing to do with.
They have Olight USA. Like, I just want to talk to those people. I don't want to talk to the motherland. Just let me talk to somebody here.
Yeah,
and we will deal with you.
Yeah, it'll work out.
Yeah. I still have three products still in the wrapper because they made me mad, dude. One has Christmas trees on it. Like 2 years later, I still have the Christmas light.
Can we give it? What? I don't even know. Who cares what it is? We give it away for Christmas.
Yeah, I don't care, dude. They're still in a package, bro.
That was my one complaint. Like, if they sent us a bunch of stuff that I liked, but then when they would send us something, I'm like, no, this isn't going to work. No one's going to use this. They didn't listen. They didn't take any of that into account. We're doing this month.
Like, well, what do you want us to do with this?
Oh, dude, guess what we're gonna do? The one with the Christmas tree, it's just like a little keychain light, and that's actually useful. But I still have the like wedge hand grip, forward hand grip light that's absolutely worthless. So I say we do the whole like unknown grab bag, and we pick two winners, and we mail it. And somebody's gonna get the wedge light, dude, and it'll finally get off of my.
We still gotta do our
gun safe.
Worst list, our worst videos this year. That's gotta make the list. Like that wedge.
I've talked about this thing before, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that thing.
Cody,
dude, the keychain that I did one on that I said, this won't last, dude, it's still going strong and it lasts and it's awesome.
Listen, we want to make fun of Olight. We will be. I will be the first one to tap dance all over and laugh at them, and I can't get anything to break.
I did that wedge light. Yeah, terrible, dude. It's terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, we've had a couple that are not good. Xeon Zone says, I jumped on the Olight train early on, then slowly swapped out. Still use my handheld every day. Forgot what model, though.
Yeah,
so do you remember we beta tested that handheld? I had it for forever. I was like, dude, I think I showed it to Jason. I was like, dude, this thing is horrible. And they're like, it just came out. Like, hey,
that's like the red dot. The O sight.
Yeah, no good. Cody, did you see they changed the way the O bulb works though? Like on yours, I hate it. Like on yours, you tap it, it turns on and off.
Right.
And in the new method, you have to. When you tap it, it cycles all the way through all the different colors. I don't want that at all.
To do that, you have to hold it.
Yeah, but they flipped it, and then it's super useless. I was like, I have some that like I think I threw one right in the trash. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm like clicking through it to try and change the modes. Like, no, it's dumb.
Yeah, they should have kept it like this because this works.
Yeah.
They're
like,
again,
these Olight shills. Like, bro, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to buy Olight, but I can't get them to break. And I am the
product I love from the company I want to have nothing to do with.
I would love to whine and gripe and complain about them, and I can't, and it's also frustrating.
If they were like, they were like, Cody, we just want you to be the American salesman. Like, you deal with the people that speak English. I'd be like, let's do it.
Yeah, but then you'd be the middleman between them and us.
Also
dude,
true.
please,
also true.
Please sign up for that because I am gonna mess with them so bad. Like, Cody, I want you to translate this exactly the way I say it.
That's what I would say. I'm like, you have to listen. If I say something sucks, listen.
And they'll be like, okay. Like they listen to you and then do like before they listen to us, like, okay, we'll do what we originally planned for. Like,
you want to Christmas tree? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
My favorite.
No, they were on that kick where everything had a laser, bro. Everything had a laser, and I'm like, okay, where's the shark? Like, I wanted them to make a flashlight that looked like a shark, so they could put a laser on it.
Cody, the only good thing about
Jason got it.
The only good thing about Olight, not like having a language barrier, is they never watch the videos, and you know that because we would just do complete nonsense, and they'd be like, "Great video!" I'm like, "Bro, there's no way you watch that."
That's my favorite. That's still to this day my favorite video of you and Cody both in the same video.
Dude. Like, that was the most fun though. Because we were like, what are we gonna do? Like, just do dumb stuff with this.
They liked it because they were like, "We send you more next week." Like, okay,
okay. We're like,
no. Then we're like, no, we need this light. Like, this is what we need. They're like, oh, no, good. You take this light. Like, I don't want that light. That what?
We should like.
What does that do?
Hey, if you send us this, we could show some pistol demos. Send us this, we could show like working out or how to go out in the dark. They're like, no, we send you this other thing. Like, oh my
God.
Yeah,
you test with 500 rounds.
Are whatever the they had pistol lights any good?
Or what?
Sig pistol lights.
Yeah, I have
he's seeing the timer. Jason's like, dude, the comments like we are like 26 minutes behind. Like this.
Oh no, I just skipped a bunch of them.
Sig lights.
There are some good ones too. Like Nurse Dude said, CAC is a gold standard for backup irons.
Oh, they're really expensive though.
Hey, so I gotta give Walsh a little bit of a shout out real quick.
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah. So I had a coworker come in, right, and he's like, "Hey," because word gets around that I like guns and stuff. He's like, "Hey, I bought a battle belt set up, and I'm trying to get all this stuff set up, blah blah blah." And he started telling me, and he's like, "Have you heard of Agilite?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually, they're like we know them. We're good friends with them and stuff like that." And he kind of looks at me sideways. And he just let it go over her head, and he's explaining stuff and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, have you watched our videos? He had no clue that we had a channel. So I tell him he subscribed, blah, blah, blah. He leaves, right? I'm like, dude, just get lost in there. Walsh is a dork and an idiot, and he does all that stuff. So just watch him. Yeah, watch him.
Later. It's coming.
And like an hour later, he texts me like, dude, no joke. Like this video, and he sent me a link, Walsh video on the Agilite belt. This video, the one that I watched that made me want to buy the belt. Like that's why I bought the belt, because of this video. I just had no idea that it was your guys' channel. It's like I'm like, well, I'll tell him, but her head's gonna grow, so I'll have to throw in some insults in there so it doesn't grow too big.
Perfect.
Yes. He could barely fit through the doors already. Like
right. Yeah, we got to deflate him a little bit.
Croak says Sig lights don't suck other than finding holsters.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because I don't know a lot of people who run Sig lights, and that's what's weird is you still have to get into the bandwagon of like.
They keep up with the price, and you'll find some more.
Yeah, but then you may as well just get like a Surefire because then every holster you have fits.
True. Then you're spending $300 on a flashlight.
But now you're not spending $300 on a holster. It's just.
I think it's the same concept as your expensive red dot.
Look what Xeon Zone said.
You buy one.
If his head is too big for more than 72 hours, call a doctor.
So you buy one of the expensive flashlights, and if you have multiple holster for different guns that take that flashlight, you move it from one pistol to another.
That's too much work. Just buy multiple flashlights.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay.
No thanks.
I already complain when it's like I have a really expensive headset on like one helmet. Like, man, I could it's designed to come apart to like take it to the range, and I don't. I'm like, I'll just buy another one. It's like, no,
we don't all have those problems. I'm the guy that still haven't graduated out of Romeo 5s because of the price.
Yeah,
probably
smarter. Well, there's that other company, the North Tech company that you liked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got some of their stuff.
Whatever.
That's what's on the lever action behind me.
Okay.
Yeah. I bought $1,000 worth of parts and put them on $1,000 gun and put an $80 red dot on it. And it works amazing. It's the lowest mounted one that I have, and I have to have it as low as possible.
Yeah, you're like, there's
it's the only one that works.
Yeah, it's like, what do you want me to do? Like, oh, you should put this on there. Like, why? Put an aim point. It's too high. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have we shared? No, I'm trying to think of what we can talk about. No, I don't know if I can talk about that.
1911 Judy says Walsh is right. I bought Surefire pistol lights for all my SIG pistols. It's a lot of. You almost spent more on the lights.
I will say, I don't. I have some. Like, I do follow Joe's mantra though. I have some Surefires, 2 actually, which I think is one more than I need. But then I think the Streamlight, the TLR 7s, those are probably all you need to get. Like I love those.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny. I think that's what I have, and that's my top of the line one.
Yeah.
I gotta go look now.
They are.
I gotta go look.
They're like $100, I think, and I like the way they activate better than the Surefires because Jason and I had gotten to a pretty lengthy conversation about how much we don't really enjoy the activation switch of the X300. Like, even like doing the emissary and everything else. I'm like, dude, try this one. And like, yeah, that's the Streamlight. It's perfect. It's fine. I love that thing. And you can change the shelf of the different sides. Yeah, it's really good.
I splurged. I went outside my comfort zone, splurged for my 2011 and bought a TLR1 HL.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that so much better than the Surefire X300, the actuation.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. Like, people will be like, "That's ridiculous. That's crazy." Like, no, like I'll put them side by side. And TLR7, the 7 sub, and all those. I think those are fantastic.
Hello, nerds.
Every time I go to find J Murph, I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's like playing World of Warcraft. It's like, sorry, I spelled nerds wrong.
Xeon Zone says, trying to figure out what to put on my Gen 12 shoddy once it comes in 8 weeks.
Oh, the AR looking shoddy.
What the hell are we talking about?
I think that's what he's
gonna make me
about.
Google more stuff. Gen 12 shot. Oh, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
They're pretty
She
cool.
should not be standing like that. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, okay, Cody's right. Yeah, it's like it's from Genesis Arms. Yeah, it's like it's like a $3,000 AR shotgun thing.
Oh my god!
It looks like a BRN 180, but like a Brownell's piston upper, but it's a shotgun. It looks exactly like that.
Well, hopefully for that money, it actually works and runs, because most of those AR style shotguns don't.
We're gonna see.
Dan says, this conversation is making me add up how much I spent on lights, and it hurts my feelings. Garen said, Genesis 12, huh? I'm jealous, although I have 2 Benelli M4s.
Oh, jeez.
So, I don't know if I think
these are the types to be, never mind.
I'm planning a trip to Italy next year for my anniversary. And I found out that one of the places that we're staying at is close to Beretta, the Beretta headquarters out there, and the other one's close to Benelli. And I was trying to talk my wife into letting me go.
Yeah,
you took her all the way
put
to
it
Italy.
put it on the tour.
Yeah,
did you know
we're gonna go see this? I don't even know what you see in Italy, but we're gonna go see this
the Coliseum
place. Oh yeah, we're gonna go see the Coliseum.
I don't know what to see in it. There's probably something there.
Yeah.
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
If it's not the Grand Canyon, then I don't want to hear about it, dude. America. So anyway, go do your artsy fartsy stuff and be like, yeah, and then Benelli over here.
We were talking about how if we go to some of these places, like how long do we have to look at the Pantheon? And it made me think of the movie with Seth Rogen where him and his mom take a road trip across country, and they go to the Grand Canyon, and his arms around his mom's Barbara Streisand. They're at the Grand Canyon finally, and she's like, "How long do we need to be here?" And he's like, "I think we need to give it a solid 5 minutes."
Like, it's been weeks getting there.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm ready to go. Okay. Hey, did you know Tika is actually a subsidiary of Beretta?
I did not know that. I wonder if they're in Italy.
I wonder why it sucks.
I did see Beretta. I know Beretta does do tours. I don't know about Benelli.
Did you tell them that you're Thin Line Defense and you want to do a tour?
I haven't contacted them yet.
Yeah.
So did you know that? I'm not going to say this right. Hugilo.
No, you said it right.
It's a Turkish company. They make parts for Benelli.
That tracks. No wonder why Tika sucks.
I was like, left turn.
Yeah. How did we get here? What are we talking about now? The comments I have loaded up here are still talking about bird poop on the deck. Like, that's where I'm at in the comments right now. Josh.
You know,
I want to let Josh know. I do have a shout out for him that's going to be in on next week's video. That is a bread and sandwich reference. So it does say this one's for you, Josh. And then so there's going to be some.
So I didn't realize that the video that is upcoming is not out already, because I looked at like what videos did we do last week to title this one. So if you look at the title of this one, it includes
Whoa, the one that comes out later.
Yeah.
No, I was like, who watched? Because I looked at the views and I was like, who watched this? Like, why? Like, oh, Jason did. Okay,
Nice.
I linked it.
Nice.
So if you go into the description of this video, you can
watch that video because it's not out yet.
Watch that video because it's not out yet.
Yeah, but it is a good one. That is late. Not as good as the red dot ranking. Apparently,
you know, it's funny. I saw that title and I was like, I didn't even look at like how many views. Well, it's 0 because it's not out yet. But I was like, I don't remember that video coming out, man. I can't believe I missed that one.
I must have missed one. Like,
yeah.
No, he's just actually ahead.
Is that why at the beginning you said there are 2 videos? Or did I miss a video this week?
That is why. You're like, there's 2 videos. Like,
because I was like, ooh, I missed that second one.
I didn't realize it's not out. Croak says, I finally like my X300 with that switch Walsh turned me on to, but TLR1 is great, as is the TLR7.
The only issue I've come into with that emissary one, and I talk about it in Sunday's videos, I'm trying to do a more thumbs forward grip to get better, like lock my wrist out better. But when I'm doing that, I'm actuating the light when I shoot. So it's like on, off, and I can see it. And I'm like, okay, that's really annoying.
Yeah. So Surefire is stupid.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah. So I'm having to figure that out.
But my holster for my Prodigy has a Surefire. It's made for a Surefire. So I either have to buy a Surefire light or buy a new holster.
Why would you order a holster with a Surefire light?
It came with the gun.
It's the same amount of money, too. That's the best part. Yeah. You're like, do I buy the $250 light or the $250 holster? Like,
There's got to be a knockoff that's close enough to fit the holster, dude.
I don't have one yet. I tried the Olight, the PLR Turbo, the PLR Valkyrie Turbo 3 or whatever, and my like LA Police Gear light that's kind of similar. Nothing fits so far.
And the TLR7, the TLR1 doesn't work. Usually that's in the same profile. Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think the X300 is a little wider.
So it just slops around in there.
Nurse Dude says, "Pop your elbows out, Walsh." I don't get it.
Is that the trick?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It depends. If you're shooting at paper, elbows out, I'm fine.
I mean,
paper's shooting back at you, probably not.
Murph 420. You don't want to know how much the Post Malone holster and Henning hanger cost.
Y'all are ridiculous with your money.
Yeah, what are y'all doing?
Y'all are ridiculous. As I sit here with a wall full of guns,
here you go.
I have a problem too.
XL Tomahawk, have you tried the Hollow Sun PID? I have not, but I've heard good things about it.
We should. How big is that? Does that fit on? Is that like a full size?
It looks like the TLR7, like a similar style to that.
I've never tried it. It doesn't. I mean, looking at it, nothing looks wholly broken. I'm with what we said in the original SIG problem, though. Like, okay, but now, am I gonna have holster problems? Like, is the $30 I saved now going to cost me $200?
Mm-hmm.
Which probably.
Probably.
Like, how good at the holster? It's a true Safari Land.
The one that I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's some. I don't know. I got it from Murph.
I thought it was Safari Land.
No.
Oh.
Then change the light and get a new holster.
You have to do something because that gun definitely fell out of your holster.
Yeah. Did you see the video that HRT put up?
I don't think I got to see. I saw just like that small clip. I didn't see.
Yeah, the clip. You could see it on that clip, like right before it swaps out for me. The Prodigy falls out of that holster.
No
big deal.
And I was like, stop and look at it as I'm running. Like, well,
she gone.
Which holster was that?
Some like open top kind of. I don't know who made it.
J Murph will say, he'll be like, "That's the best holster ever," and you're ruining it.
Why are you running that?
Why?
Well, I guess the Prodigy is not your the Prodigy is my holy grail. You feel differently about it, so
yeah, I don't. It fell on the ground. I'm like, wow, whatever. I'll pick it up later.
Yeah. You're like, Good riddance. Less weight.
No, it still works fine. So to be honest, I wasn't planning on doing any type of like running and gunning. I just wanted to take the Prodigy to shoot with.
You asked me too. You said, "Hey, are we going to be running around?" And I go, "I don't think so." And you're like, "Okay, because this is just slopping around in my holster." Like, "Oh yeah, you'll be fine." Like,
yeah,
you'll be fine.
Chris from HRT is like, "Hey, we want to do some video content of us like running and shooting some. Was it PCCs?
Yeah,
I think it was PCCs." And he was like, "I want to get footage of all of you." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So I get it, and I'm running from like 15 to the 20 to the 50, and between the 15 and the 20. 15 and 25, the gun hopped out. There it goes on the ground.
Like she
It wanted an owner that would appreciate it.
Not me. It was a free holster. Don't yell at me, Dad.
Hey, I am curious. I don't know if we can give a little bit of sneak preview because Jason's gotten to shoot the Bul Tomahawk.
Yeah.
And him being a more so, and I don't want you tell me if we don't want to ruin it because he's going to do a video on this one. But I am very interested to hear your thoughts from a more Glock standpoint. I know you said a little bit to me. Like I said, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'm very curious as to your thoughts on that after shooting more Glocks.
I like it. I mean, I think especially at the price point that you're talking about, it's probably $200 more than like a Glock if you were to go buy a Glock 17. But you get a ported barrel, you get an aftermarket flat face trigger, which I really like. Honestly, the only thing I think the problem that you were having had to do with the magazines. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming the magazines that come with it are not OEM Glock. I'm assuming they're like some Korean or something like that. But I have Magpul mags and ETS mags, and haven't had any issues with it.
It's weird when ETS saved the day. Like, what world did we enter? Like,
well, an ETS for me on the Glock side of the house, I've never had an issue with them. In fact, when I had a Glock lower 9mm AR, it was a New Frontier Armory lower receiver. It would only accept ETS or Magpul mags. It wouldn't take Glock OEM mags. Like they wouldn't fit. They would get stuck in there. So I have these like 33 round Glock ETS mags. I don't have a lower receiver for them anymore because I don't have that firearm anymore.
I gotta send
you upgraded.
Yeah,
I upgraded.
One day you need to get a hold of the SIG ETS mags that I have. They are
so really that's bad. The other thing I have. I don't know if you knew Magpul makes P320 mags. They're all metal.
Oh,
and those things they're so much cheaper than the SIG mags, and they're fantastic.
Oh, see, because I think I did ETS back in the day, and they were so bad. Like,
yeah, I could tell that they're bad because when I was looking to buy SIG magazines, the SIG ETS mags were $6 a piece.
So my agency bought those for Pro Fire magazines.
ETS mags.
Could you?
They bought a ton of them, and they were just for Pro Fire, not to duty carry. And then they ended up saying, put them back in the box and send them back.
Yeah,
they're so bad. And like, what's funny is even the 60-20 ETS ones, you can hold the top. You can hold the top round just perfectly, where all the rounds spray out. You're like, oh, I love that feature. Like,
your favorite libertarian, Jason's like, they all said the Prodigy grip safety was stupid. Prodigy falls on the ground. Who's stupid now?
I don't think it had any bullets in it. Like,
it did. It was loaded. Yeah, like one in the chamber too.
Yeah. Hence why it's better than a SIG any day of the week.
Jason's even. That's probably like he looked very surprised. I was like, "Wow, it's no big deal." He's like,
"That was a big deal."
Yeah.
Croak says Walsh. It was the light Bull had on their 4 1/4 model flush fit the Holliston PID.
Oh.
At GunCon.
Oh yeah, they had it on the EDC. That's right, they did do that.
He doesn't remember.
No, I do. I have videos of it. I just forget it.
Oh yeah, there was a flashlight on that gun. Yeah, I have no idea.
No, yeah, I have
XL Tom. At least there wasn't a staccato. Did you have your staccato with you?
I don't think we. I think we thought about it and we're like, no, like,
yeah.
don't bother. That I don't know.
Imagine that we're like, yeah, we're gonna do this 2011 comparison. Like, do you want to bring your Scotto? Nah, trust me, you don't want it.
Good old Jam Fest, like. Like, nah, it's okay. We'll work drills. We'll reload drills another day.
XL Tomahawk, did you watch the Grand Theft drop video? I'm thinking Grand Thumb. Didn't Grand Thumb just do a drop video for some gun?
But I think he was talking about, you did the drop video on 2011s, but
okay.
But that video is a bit disingenuous because I don't. There's an inherent way that 2011s are made, and they're.
I thought you were going to say they don't drop. I was going to say I have footage.
No.
Prove the opposite.
But it's also like that's any YouTuber, particularly at his scale, that's surprised by that result confuses me greatly. So it's good entertainment, but he knew exactly how that was going to end before he started. So just don't think that it was done any other way than that. Like, we know that the way 1911s and 2011s are made, the drop safety, it's just inherently the internals are different. You can design them differently and you can do things to mitigate that, but for the most case, no, unless you take an extra step. So,
Croak says it's a S.
No, there's a S missing in that.
It's
S.
Oh, he's talking about the Hollow Sun one.
I think he's talking about the video.
Oh.
Croak says it's a Springfield betrayal is in its DNA.
Sure. And I bought another one, dude. Oh, you can see it. It's right there.
Are we going to get to see a video on that?
I don't know.
What is it?
Dude, that's so old news.
One?
The Echelon old news. Yeah. I still haven't touched one.
Yeah.
Dan says the Stegler dropped my XC. It went off and I lost my whole personality.
But like, you should know that it would have before he dropped. Like,
dude, I'm afraid to drop a SIG red dot. Like, I don't want to get shot by my red dot, dude.
Like, going to come out of that.
Like, I was going to use that joke when we were talking about SIG flashlights, and I'm like, nah, Cody will get mad. Just watch out for shooting you if you drop it.
Okay, my only reservation to that is Cody has had. He's like the testament of, like, people say, like, I keep getting blasted. I'm like, I don't know, man. Cody's carried a Gen 1 P320 appendix for like 15 years.
Yeah. He's like,
in my defense, I do have a 365 now.
Like,
and the grenade sits right here.
The grenade.
Cody's like, I think you push the limit. Like, how many times can you roll the dice before you get snake eyes? And Cody's like,
yeah,
I think I'm at max, man. You can't.
Yeah,
I defended that gun for a long time, and then they came out with the 365. I'm like, okay, I think it's time to move on.
Yeah. Better.
So here's a change of subject here. I saw a video on this, and I'm wondering if I should do this. What do you think about taking patches with me, LEO patches from America, when I go to Italy to trade with police officers I might see that are there?
Yeah.
The Policia, or whatever they call it.
Pull it side, but it's not. That's not that.
Some airsofter, like Wizard Nation.
Can you get it? Can you get an exchange rate?
Like 2 for 1.
I was thinking like 5 for 1.
These are American patches. They're worth way more than yours.
Right, bro. Come on.
I can't.
It's Italian police, dude. Yeah. What do they even do, bro?
I can't.
Bro, are they allowed to carry guns or no? Are they like
So
British?
Well, so I was reading
British police.
Yeah, you're thinking of British police.
I know. I'm thinking of British police.
So 2025.
It's all of Europe.
I've been doing all this research. So 2025, they're calling it as a Jubilee year for Catholics. So Italy is expecting 10 to 20 million more tourists than normal, because it's this Jubilee year for it's like them going to Mecca. So this guy was saying, like, some of the parks that they go to in Italy, this American tourist, he was like, dude, there's cops there with like full auto M4s and stuff, MP5s, like standing posts in parks or like touristy areas, because they don't want anything to happen that could hurt tourism for next year, 2025. So they're like ramping up police presence. I don't know if that's true. That was just one of the posts.
I mean,
that
they
read
would do
on
that
the
in
forum.
England when I was a kid. I lived there, right? And it was back when Ireland and England were not getting along. So like in the subways and stuff, dude, you see cops with MP5s all over the place. But like normal Bobby walking down the road, they still have their clubs and their tall hats, and they look foolish.
Dan says, Joe over there fiddling with a knife, and I'm playing with my new one, Spyderco Capara.
Ooh, that's a good little knife.
I don't know.
I've always liked Spydercos.
Garen says, isn't their government bankrupt? The Italian government? Probably. I think all of Europe is bankrupt.
Hey,
the exchange rate's the closest I've seen to 1-to-1 in a long time.
When are we gonna see? So something Joe's thinking about doing some cool stuff with some knives, and I'm curious when we're gonna get to see some of that.
I don't know, dude. I need to start recording. So full disclosure, my mother-in-law is staying with us, and that's taking up a lot more time than I like it to.
Nah,
that, and I got my wheels back from a car. I don't know, dude. I'm coming up with a lot of excuses. Look, I have a thing to beat the knife into a nail with. I still got to come up with all the tests.
Is every
that's what this is for. The flint thing. That's to see. That's one of the tests. If a knife will see. Oh, there it did it.
Oh, that one.
That one.
Remember when Joe lit his
whole room on fire?
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, is every knife gonna basically get destroyed? So if we're like, all right, we're gonna test the Spyderco Capara, and it's
technically, it's up to the knife if it gets destroyed or not. Well, okay. My thought is,
good luck, little buddy.
I still need to come up with all the different tests, but the last test that I want to do is straight off of Forged in Fire, where they take a knife and they put it on a nail. So I need to go buy a big nail and I'm going to strap it down to a 2x4. And then I'm going to put the blade on it, and then I'm going to pound the spine of the knife to where the edge is digging into a nail.
And what does that test do exactly? Just how long it takes to shatter?
How hardened the blade is. Okay. There's been knives that went through Forged in Fire that they made on set in an hour by hand that were hard enough not to take damage.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. There's been a lot that have survived that test.
So here's my question: If they make it through the test, are you going to keep them or give them away?
Depends on the knife, I guess.
Really? It would be cool if everyone that busted, if it busted, you'd be like, all right, giving this bad boy away.
Yes. Who wants this half?
A Forged in Fire spoof on the Doug Marcata, the sandbag cutting, where he's standing there with the 3 sandbags around. And he's like,
it will kill.
Does the freaking samurai jumping around stuff.
Yeah. But then he might kill me next time I actually see him at SHOT Show or something.
I'm going to see these people at some point.
Nurse Dude says TW cops are armed about the same as US ones.
Team Wendy?
Team Wendy?
Team Wendy?
TW. I'm trying to think what TW means.
Texas whiskey.
It was after our discussion about Italy and UK. So
tyrannical women?
Oh, true.
Oh, Taiwan.
Oh.
If you would have said TWN, I would have got it.
What are you talking about?
TW1.
Texas women out of that.
Texas women. Yes. Got it. Garen says Microtech owner's gun collection video. Wow, it's mostly HKs. Yeah, dude, those knives are $400 by themselves.
Yeah, so that won't be happening. No,
maybe one day. Yeah,
I'm trying to get a sponsor to try to help with some of the cost of the knives. Walsh sent me some knives. I just need to get started. Really, that's what I really need.
Start small, and then we'll get
talking wizards.
But yeah, maybe.
I'm excited for it. I want to see how it goes.
I need to lock down the tests, man. I need people help on what tests that we should be doing. On a serious note, what tests we should be doing.
Dan says, don't do that with a Capara. The spine is 90 degrees and uncoated, so it will strike a rod, but don't baton a folding knife or roll the edge of a nice knife on a nail.
Oh no, I don't think you guys know.
I'll baton a folding knife. I don't care, dude.
I don't think you know what Joe is like. The goal of this video, like when Joe would stress test something, we would basically get
that's part of the lock test, bro.
Yeah,
Do I still have all 5 fingers? Like, yep, passed.
Like the fact that North Tech optic is on his gun is because he took one and dragged it behind a truck for like 500 yards, and we're like,
and dropped it. Dropped it, connected to a 2x4 from over 10 feet on the concrete.
Yeah, but like the fact that it doesn't break, like that's his like. Oh, that's surprising. Okay, I'll use it. So, like,
not buy a new one and use it. I'm going to use the one that I beat up.
Yes,
same one.
Like I was talking to Walsh the other day about the O-Light, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I still have it sitting around. That's like such a nice little piece and a good conversational piece." I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude? I mounted that. Like that was."
Like, bro,
I took that off a gun to send it to you.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going to use it, send it back.
Yeah, that thing's still functional. I need that back. Like if you're not going to use that.
I just love that you broke the mount and you JB welded it.
My favorite.
True story, dude. And I mounted it. It was mounted to that firearm right there.
Did you see?
And now that firearm doesn't. Oh wait, it doesn't have a flashlight. I found a new one for it.
Jason, did you see that O-Light when you came to visit? Did you see the JB Weld job? It's the best part is it's horrible. Like he didn't even try.
That's not horrible, dude. That is okay. Function over form, bro. Function over form.
Oh my god!
If I'm gonna put JB Weld on something, I don't care how it looks. I want it to hold.
If I would have 7 level that JB, I would have been mad. I'm like, what did you do? Like what? Why does it look like
there you go. So
you have it. It's amazing.
You need to cut some salami with your knife, and then Josh says, make a sandwich with it.
Yeah. See,
that should
I
be
knew
the first
this is the comments that we were going to get.
The first thing you
and
do
I'm going to try
it all dirty.
Right.
Make a sandwich with it. Can it cut?
So on a serious note,
you got to
tell me. You got to tell me if this is what you like. I'm going to try to take out all the fluff out of it. And the series is going to be called Just a Knife Review, and then whatever knife I'm reviewing. And it's going to be like 5 to 10 set tests that I'm going to run through as fast as possible to give you as much information in as short of time. Yeah, see, full screen that, dude. That's a quality job, bro. What are you talking about?
Still there too.
He's like,
bro.
Like, look at this thing too. Hold on.
Full screen that.
It still turns. I haven't turned this on in ages. Like, it still turns on.
Yeah, dude.
That's
where's the JB Weld, bro?
Steel shot.
See?
And then you're like,
that's quality, dude.
Still.
But for the people watching, that is supposed to come off of that mount. That's the whole point.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Like that's a no.
Not anymore.
That was the problem we had with this light. Was it wouldn't stay zeroed within the mount. You never have that problem now.
Well, that doesn't have a laser in it.
Okay, true.
But,
here you go.
But no, dude, I took a hammer to it and it didn't come out. It just loosened the mount that screws into the aluminum body of the flashlight. So to fix it, JB welded it.
Can't you buy those somewhere?
Maybe.
The TSA knives?
Maurice says, Joe, you rock, sir. Yeah, Garen says, test a bunch of TSA knives that weren't returned.
They take out all the good ones.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they didn't return this one.
I should talk to the dude. I have like a good friendship with the airport police guy that's here. Their chief
this is
just
why
quit.
I carry stuff like this.
Hey, there you go.
Oh
yeah,
Milwaukee. Oh, you took it. Have it.
Buy another one for $5.
Like I had a multi-tool with me one time. Like it's got to go because it has a pocket knife. It has like tiny little pocket knife on it, and I'm like, but I'm good to keep my keys. Like yeah, of course. Why? Like oh, no reason.
No reason.
Yeah, just curious.
I asking for a friend.
And you can. I don't know if that's true or not, but I thought you can take a knife onto planes now as long as it's less than a certain length.
Dude,
let me know how that works out for you.
Dude, I got yelled at. I had one of those wallets with the little credit card thing. I just even forgot it was in there. Like it came with the wallet. And I was like, it's kind of a goofy thing, but it's kind of cool. I'll never use it, but I can say I have it. Dude, they lost their mind. Like
really? Because my wallet, it is one of those.
Yeah, no, I had people they lost.
No,
their mind.
dude, honest to God, if two of those held together with like a piece of rubber.
Oh no! Like I had like my wallet in my bag. Like I put everything in my bag, and they're like pointing to the X-ray, like, where is this? And I was like, and I pulled it out.
At your mom's house.
And I pulled out this thing. They're like, oh yeah, no. I'm like, okay, like.
I'm not gonna hijack the plane with this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, watch it, guys. I may give you a bad cut.
I said a ninja star.
I could get anybody for this.
They hijacked the 9/11 planes with.
Yeah, but now the doors are titanium or something.
Yeah.
And
Kevlar.
it's because there are a bunch of sissies on the plane.
Yeah, if we would have known better, like if that
I
was
shouldn't
nowadays,
say that.
I shouldn't say you guys were all hijacked, like.
Well, you got to think too. At the time, like no one had used a plane as a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
this must be a Hollywood movie.
Well, back in the day, it was just give in to their demands, right? We'll give them some money.
You're gonna fly to Miami. You're gonna get out. You're gonna get a free hotel. You'll be fine. Like, oh no, that's not the case anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, hey, you know what? I've been way behind the times, so we need to do. Number one, I'm proud because all four of us are here and we have been completely off the rails, like from the moment. But I need to get on the rail because I need to get caught up. I need some sovereign citizen time. I need some 2A news.
Yeah, golly, we are past 2A news time.
There's nothing.
No, there's always something. We even had a transition, like. Look how professional we are. So no, I heard Washington Gun Law was talking about one that sounded a little bit problematic. Like there was some verbiage they particularly used in one of their 80% lower arguments. I guess the ATF is using this as an argument. You guys can correct me if I'm getting this wrong. You guys correct me in the comments. Basically saying that the reason an 80% lower should be banned is because they are readily modifiable into a firearm. But the argument that he was kind of saying, William was saying, like, well, wait a minute. If we walk this down even further, it takes less work to actually modify an AR to a machine gun. So you could they're purposely using that same language and purposely setting the stage to walk down that to say, okay, well, if you're saying 80% lowers can be readily modified into firearms, well, you could do even less work and readily modify an AR-15 into a machine gun. Therefore, we managed to ban everything. Not everything. Yeah. AR. So I was like, ooh, that is a tricky angle to try and run down. Like I could see how they're trying to backdoor some logic that is not necessarily the case.
No.
Yeah,
there's a paperwork in front of. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I haven't stayed on top of the frame and receiver rules. That's because that's in front of the Supreme Court now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure we'll get corrected in the comments.
The only updated one. This was actually from today. Firearms Policy Coalition had posted this that a federal judge blocked the New York carry ban. So it said granted partial summary judgment in favor of the plaintiffs in the Christian v. James lawsuit, permanently enjoining the state's law banning guns on all publicly open private property without express consent of the owner, and denied the state's request for a stay of that decision.
So basically everything we already knew. Well, you can't just like randomly say you can't. Oh, you can carry it anywhere you want, but not places we don't designate. Like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It only took him 2 years to get back around to it, which is the thing we talk about all the time. Like that's the most annoying piece of it.
Yeah, people should lose. You took million of people. Okay, wait, hold on. So you took away million of people constitutional rights, and nobody gives a shit, dude. Like you stripped people of their constitutional rights for years, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah,
and there's no ramifications.
Like, where are the heads, bro? Like, where are the heads? Like, if that's the type of politician, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If that's the politician that you are, right? You should lose the ability to be a politician.
If you're making,
you really should. Like, you should be pulled out and never allowed to run again.
Yeah, you're making bad.
Like, how is that okay, dude?
Yeah.
Right. How is that okay? Which other amendment are you willing to do that with?
Well, it's interesting. So the New York governor had said when, in response to the Bruin decision, she said that the state came up with legislation and we have a prohibition on concealed carry weapons in sensitive places. I personally think every place is sensitive. And so FPC was like, she couldn't be more wrong. The regulation in this area is permissible only if the government demonstrates that the new enactment is consistent with the nation's historical tradition of sufficiently analogous regulations. New York fails that tier.
I'll be honest with you. I think the America people as a whole, right, as a group, have become extremely ignorant to laws, rights, rules, and everything else.
Yeah.
And in order not to get in trouble, they err on the side of caution and just do what the safest thing possible.
Zach Fett
and
said,
I think that is extremely dangerous because, sorry.
Yeah. Zach Fett says tar and feathering used to be a thing. It's true. Nurse Dude says they do it with all if they had the chance. Robert First, the First Amendment is in their sights. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this maybe a few months ago now when California passed the law about there was the fight that the California governor Newsom and Elon Musk had on Twitter because Musk posted a video that was like AI talking as if it was Kamala Harris, I think. And Gavin Newsom was like, oh, this is, we lost Joe.
Oh.
Gavin Newsom was like, oh, we're going to pass a law to ban this. And Elon Musk said something like, I checked with world-renowned professor Sug on these nuts, and he said, parody is legal in America. So yeah, I mean, they don't look at it that way. You know, the left doesn't look at it as them coming after your First Amendment right or your Second Amendment right. They think of it as, well, it's safety. It's all about safety.
Well, okay. The only one I'm going to caveat on this is some people don't understand what the First Amendment is either. So you get a lot of dumb where they're like Facebook is going after my First Amendment. Like, no. The First Amendment means the government doesn't come after you for what you say. Like, it doesn't mean you get to just say whatever you want freely wherever you want to do it. Like, it's not what that is at all. Like, Twitter is censoring me. Like, no, it's their platform. They've 100% have the authority to do that. If the government's not coming after you for what you say, your First Amendment rights are in. They're totally sound. But
yeah. And that's what this is. It's the California government coming after people for parody.
And in your situation, I think 100% I agree with you. I think there's some others I see like Facebook's coming after my First Amendment. Not letting me post things. Like, no, that's not what that is at all. That's basic moderation.
Yeah. Nurse Dude, I think there's a big problem with the confusion of human rights and U.S. citizen rights. Yeah, probably. Zach Fett says Walsh is wrong on this one. So, and here would be my caveat is if the social media platform is, it depends on what they're trying to classify themselves as. If they're trying to classify themselves as a public utility, then they cannot restrict your right? Because a public entity, a public utility would be a government entity, and therefore the government cannot restrict your First Amendment right. What Facebook and some of the social media companies are doing is they're trying to play both sides of the aisle. They want the perks of being a public entity, but they also want to govern themselves as if they were a private company. They want the safeguards and securities as if they were a public entity. They don't want the government to come after them, but they want to be able to handle themselves as if they're a private entity. And so, like with Twitter, the Twitter files that had come out when they showed that the government was telling Twitter what they should censor, I would take that as Twitter being an extension of the government. Therefore, Twitter, even though they're a private company, they're acting on behalf of the government. They're violating your First Amendment right.
See, I disagree because you wouldn't go to jail if you violated it. right? It's a little bit murky, right? Where it's
I
one of
see
those
what you're saying. Okay.
like I agree with you though. It's like, oh, that's a little bit murky, and you probably shouldn't be messing with the scales like that. But your First Amendment is still intact because it's one thing to be like, hey, I posted this on Facebook, they deleted it because they don't like that. Listen,
But it wasn't that. They deleted it because the government told them to delete it.
Don't agree, but it'd be this like we have some stuff that people post on our YouTube that we delete because it's not appropriate, it's anti-Semitic, it's rude, it's racist. Like we delete that stuff. I'm not attacking someone's First Amendment right. That's my platform. F those people. Like, but your First Amendment right is still intact because the police aren't going to come after you. Well, I mean, if you say something really bad, but like if you just say what you want to say and I don't like it, the police don't come after you. That means your First Amendment right is still intact. But we are moderating our content because it's our platform. But I agree with you that it's in a gray area when the government's like, well, hey, moderate these things. Like, okay, what if we don't? Right? Yeah. Because that's when it's like, what if we don't? Like, well, then you guys are going to get in trouble. So I'm with you, though. That's when it starts to get like, oh, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah. Hey, Ja was here. We were just talking about New York. The federal judge blocked the New York carry ban.
Whatever happened to Illinois?
I think that's still up in the air. Oh. Well, I know the Supreme Court refused to hear. You're talking about the 4 different assault weapon bans?
Yes.
The Supreme Court chose not to hear any of them, I thought. But I think Washington gun law had said they kind of expected that to happen because it hadn't gone through the full process yet.
Because I heard he was talking about one in California too. Like as soon as it gets authorized, then they're en banc or whatever next panel just immediately just denies whatever they said. Like, never mind. So it's like it's just a whole sham system.
Dan says the music video behind the hit single "How You Fold Blankets" addresses all of these issues perfectly.
Noted. Don't have to do anything.
Croak says, I listened to oral arguments. It didn't go well, in my opinion. Progressive justices are clueless. I'm thinking he's talking about the frame and receiver that's in front of the Supreme Court right now.
That's what William said too, where he was like, it just didn't sound like they were really receptive to, like, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. If you have a block of metal and you could shave an end off to make it a gun, oh, now it's a gun. Like, no.
Yeah.
My car could be a spaceship, but it's not. But I could easily strap a rocket to it and make it a spaceship. Like,
it'd be like that dude that tried to prove the Earth was flat.
Yeah, he found something flat. That's for sure.
Yeah, the ground.
Yeah,
this section of ground is very flat.
I still love whenever we remember the one with the light that goes through the hole. Like every time we all start laughing. It's always like, okay,
they prove themselves. They prove themselves wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so we just look through these holes and we should see the light. Like, I don't see anything, man. Like, hold it up a little bit higher. Like, I see it now. Like,
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Run credits.
Yeah.
Harry with some wizard comments.
Oh, we haven't gotten some wizard stuff in a while.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, how is the whiskey?
I mean, I like that one, but I haven't opened that bottle yet. I still have that bottle.
Oh, we skipped to Echelon. So you're saying it's old news, but that's new news. I've never.
For me,
I think I touched one at SHOT Show when you told me to pull the trigger, and I liked it. Like that was.
I already told you the best out of the box polymer gun I've ever shot, but I'm biased. Like, and I don't want to give them any channel time because the company's still
that evens out. Because you're like, I'm biased. I'm biased because I like them, and I'm biased because I hate them. So I'm dead, dead even.
A product that I love from a company that I don't want to deal with.
If you just start the video with that, like,
Springfield and Olight are in the same category now.
Well, if you say that, be like, all right, let's explain my biases. This is a product I like from a company I hate. I put them in the same bucket as Olight. All right, let's get started. People will be like, okay, that's fair.
Canic Rival is the best out of the box trigger.
I haven't shot enough Canics, but I've heard nothing but good things. It's either love or hate. Like you either think Canics are good or you just hate them completely.
Josh says Joe's like a scorned ex.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
you should have seen him at SHOT Show, man.
It's so unfair though. I'm going to caveat this because Joe has done so much stuff for Springfield, like showed so much stuff. kind of promoted them, done all these cool things against like the rest of us. Like the rest of us have kind of been like, nah, man, we're not on that bandwagon. And he's brought us in and be like, okay, we'll try this. We'll try that. Like, okay, I hear you. And then to go to Springfield and to like say, hey, I'm your biggest fan that you don't even talk to after having done all that. And then basically just
and being told somebody will answer you. And that's all I'm looking for. I didn't ask for a handout. I didn't ask for anything free.
Yeah.
I just asked that you keep us in mind and communicate back when we reach out. That's all I asked.
Nope.
And Walsh, I wanted Walsh to shoot that gun. I knew I was going to buy one, and I wanted him to shoot that gun. So he reached out to Springfield saying, hey, we want to get this for review. How do we go about this? Even if you're just a loaner.
Yeah,
and
I think we said
crickets,
that. Like, you can just borrow one and like
crickets.
Nothing. To this day, and I think there's this very interesting thing is that Springfield doesn't realize that they're mid to low tier. Like I don't think they realize that. So when someone comes and asks them to review a gun, they're like, "Oh no, we're this champagne of pistols. Like we can't ever just let somebody review one. Like, nah, dude, you're like the cat box of pistols. Like no one's gonna drink that."
And then they offer a great military and law enforcement discount and all this other stuff. Like it like I said, it's a product that I love from the company I don't want to deal with.
Yeah. So we kind of if you think about it, we kind of did spit and raisins to them. I'm like, yeah, we just don't talk about them. We don't bring them up. Yeah. We don't give them any love. Like they get nothing. Like
Garen says he thinks the Walther PDP has the best trigger.
Straight out of the box.
Didn't like it.
I didn't love that.
I'm not a trigger snob, so I couldn't tell you. But overall, that's my favorite Palmer gun I've shot.
What up, Callie? I didn't hate the PDP. I just wasn't like the steel frame was really nice. I didn't hate the trigger. I just wasn't like one of those like I was like, dude, I'm gonna write home about this thing.
Drew, if you can't appreciate the Casey Jones mask, then I don't want to talk to you anyway.
I think he was thinking like in person. He didn't go to them in person with the mask on.
He had it off, but he did have the same. He did come like straight out of the gate, like, oh, who's in charge of the company? Like, oh, that guy over there. Like Joe's like, oh, that guy, the guy in the fancy business suit. Okay, thanks a lot. Hey, pal, let me give you a piece of my mind.
I didn't even say that, dude.
No,
I said I'm your biggest fan that nobody will talk to.
And like
that's
Joe,
what I told him.
Think of it this way: like that's like the guy at Springfield, and Joe, like he's not joking with you. Went up to him and said exactly that. Me and Jason were like, "Well, this would be interesting." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, give me your card."
I was like, "How do I get somebody to answer back?"
Yeah, that's
how do we get that? Where do we need to be at in our lives? Like, if it's a certain number, if it's a certain thing, whatever it is, just tell me, and I'll achieve that.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. We've run into that.
That's fine. Just tell me what it is. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh no, somebody will reach out to you. Somebody will answer you. Somebody will do this." And it's like, "Are you sure?" Because I mean, it took me coming to SHOT Show in 2 years to get this far in the conversation.
Yeah.
As soon as you walked away, he was like,
"Yeah,
that guy."
Yeah. I did the same thing to Arrow.
Yeah, but we didn't actually reach out to them because the dude seemed sincere. He didn't give you the CEO answer. He seemed sincere, like really, like that actually happened to you guys. Like, here's my card. Here's so.
And who was it? Who was it, Jason?
That was the actual like Hanson. The guy who does all the Hanson.
Yeah.
Like, you went to the dude,
Hanson.
and you like, and he was like, "Are you serious? Like, he's like, is that really how you guys been dealt with?" And you were like, "Yeah." Like. He's like, I'll make it right. And I think he put his personal number on the card.
Yeah, he responded to emails.
Yeah, and I was like,
I was like, no, seriously, look at this build. And he's like, yeah, I get it. And I'm like, no, look at this one. Look at this one.
I get it.
He's like, I get it. Yeah, you like my stuff. Okay.
Okay. Weirdo.
Justice Thomas, I have eggs and green peppers. Do I have a Western omelet? Oh, did he say those actual words? That'd be awesome. I love how Joe's trying to light his house on fire still.
Dude, I fidget.
Good thing he doesn't have eyebrows on that mask.
It'd be awesome.
Right? They'd be gone.
It'd be funny, like he starts with eyebrows and then they're gone by the end.
We probably should put that on our intro video, like when Joe lit up his face.
So good.
I gotta find out what live chat that was.
Yeah. Hey,
It was like
I know
back in the 90s, I bet.
I know we got videos coming up soon. And it reminds me to ask you, do you have, I'm gonna ruin this for some people, but it's okay. Do you have all the parts you need for the Flux video? Or do you need more parts?
The only thing that I don't have, I can get it to work. I heard that I don't have a full size slide.
Oh, but we could do that. Can we do that part?
But I can. It'll work with the slide that's on there. Okay. I think.
I thought we could do that comp or whatever. We'll figure it. I guess you need a threaded barrel.
I think it'll. Yeah, and I can't buy a threaded barrel in this state. Yeah. So I think it'll work as is. But it definitely looks like a Franken gun.
Like you should explain it to like, listen, there's some options you can do, but apparently you can't buy this here. You can't buy that here. So this is what we got. You have this cool ledge, like the ledge of coolness.
Yeah, so there was a guy on Reddit, Gun Accessories for Sale, who had a full size slide that I was trying to buy from him, and never ended up working out. Like, stopped messaging me, and I was ready to buy it. I think it was $300 for a complete slide.
Oh, okay. So if anybody, let us know in the comments or on Discord too, if anybody has a full size P320 slide that somebody hasn't cut into.
Because the slide that I have, I don't have a cover for it either. I have a cover that'll fit, but I don't have screws that'll fit.
Ah, remember I told you that was a problem.
And I was like, no, I got a bunch of screws. I should find one that works. Nope, I don't.
But you could glue the cover on.
I could.
You could JB weld the cover on.
I could not. I don't put a cover on. Just JB weld. Just have JB weld and then shape it.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it
because Dremel, and then Dremel it.
Because when they cut it, when they cut for that optic, it was before optic cuts were a thing. So it's actually cut into the extraction chamber.
Oh, so I can't do JB weld.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it'll be really bad. And if you
just put some cotton, in the hole, and then eventually it'll disintegrate. It's fine. It'll keep the JB weld out, and then it'll disintegrate. It'll be fine, dude.
It'll burn away into fire.
It'll be fine. Do you need some? I have this.
Cotton? No, I don't need any cotton.
Fire.
I have an X carry slide.
I think that's what. I don't know. What's on there? You have a compact? No, I don't know the sizes, because there's like a 3.9 inch.
Yeah, one like bigger than that.
There's like a 4 point something inch.
Yeah.
And then there's a smaller one.
Why are you trying to build a SIG?
No, a Flux Raider.
Yeah, he's trying to review the Flux with the right slide on. But yeah, Cody, it's not the compact one we had. It's the one after that. I think it's the X carry.
I have the X carry. Yeah, I have both. I have the 7. I have the what do you call it? The semi, or the compact, and the X carry.
Which one's bigger? Which one's longer? It has a longer barrel.
Here will be a full size.
Oh yeah, can I borrow that?
Yeah, just let him. He can get it. You'll get it back.
I'll give it back to you.
Yeah,
promise.
I can mail it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It might.
Look at that. Look at that.
Might come back with JB weld.
Yeah. Now we don't need
it. Will not come back with JB weld. I promise.
Don't do that.
Promise.
Send it to me first, then you'll get some.
I have an optic on it right now. I don't even know what that is.
Well, we're gonna take it off.
Dude, how are we all 4 friends and we're not playing Warhammer?
Well,
it's only 3-player co-op, so
yeah, I mean, exactly. So,
well, we've been waiting for Jason.
Yeah, we're not playing it.
Yeah,
we could play Warhammer right after this. I'm in.
We could
tomorrow night.
Yeah, let's say I will play in 6 minutes. Like Joe's like tomorrow.
Joe, I'll play Warhammer if you get a computer and play a game that I want to play.
What game?
Farming Simulator.
That's not even close to fair, Cody. I'm not spending $1,000 on a computer.
Oh, hey, did that program, dude? We're totally off the rails because we're all just catching up. Did that program work for you?
I still haven't tried it. Dude, I started my computer for the first time in like 3 months today. anyone just to input some data into his spreadsheet.
When I think of Joe's computer, I don't know why, but my brain immediately just thinks of a printer. Like I just think of him sitting down with the printer. I'm like, guys, I have to turn on my computer, and it's just like a printer, like
a typewriter, like a word processor.
No, he lost connection.
Got a green screen.
His printer died. Like who reset the printer? Like don't do that.
Joe's laptop is like an HP from 7 years ago.
What's wrong? Just paper. Just
he's got a gateway.
Gateway.
Bro, this
still has like the cow paint scheme.
Yeah,
guys, can your printer scan and fax? Like what? No,
bro. I get so mad at work when people like, can you send us a fax? I'm like, bro, it's almost 2025.
How? Like how are you faxing stuff?
We just got a new fax machine. I was sitting in the office the other day. I heard it go off, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that thing works."
I had one of the guys came through, and he's like, "Hey, Cody, can you help me with something?" I was like, "Well, yeah. What do you need help with?" He's like, "Can you show me how to send a fax?" I'm like, "Come on, man."
Dude,
I ain't that old.
Like, who are you sending it to? Like, oh, the DMV needs this. Like, of course.
No, there's certain agencies they want you to send a fax.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, this is the stupidest thing.
Cody,
like,
you
want me to send a telegram?
You know what they do when they get that fax too, don't you? They scan it in. Like,
yeah, so dumb.
So
we have one place that will send a fax and they won't even tell us it's there. Like the other day, somebody was talking and I was like, I bet you they sent us a fax. And I went and looked, there was a fax.
Yeah, dude, off the rails on this live chat was at the max.
Yeah.
Nurse Dude says medical still faxes a ton of stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, medical law enforcement and vacation places for some reason.
So I got on my medical records and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get on my medical records, and they like hand me a CD, like a CD-ROM. I'm like, bro, what am I gonna do with this? Like, I had to like go buy a CD breeder off Amazon. Like,
so I could put it on a thumb drive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what am I like whatever?
A 1 gig thumb drive would have been cheaper than this CD.
Yeah, like, couldn't we? Fine, like whatever.
That's because the military locks all that stuff. You can't plug anything external. Like, y'all are dumb.
Yep.
Probably a good thing.
All right, we gotta wrap this up. What do we got coming up?
Oh, okay.
You got a video tomorrow? You don't have a video tomorrow, right?
Not tomorrow. So Sunday, I'll have a video where it's gonna be a bull week. It sounds like, because you're gonna have one you're talking about too. So Sunday, I'm gonna be comparing the Bull EDC, the 2023 from last year that I really loved, that I Cerakoted and everything, against the 2024. Interesting. Like Jason got to shoot these, and I think we had mixed results. Is what we thought for what the Jason. I think you're gonna see from the results. I was pretty surprised. So I think you're gonna like that one. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, and if you want to watch that. If you want to watch that video early, watch this live stream earlier, because I gave a hint of how you could do that. And so far, 2 people have watched it.
Can you should be able to.
I don't know.
It says if you have the link, you can. I gotta make it private. You bunch of turds. Like, and I was like, no, you have to have the link. Like, oh no, Jason gave you the link.
He included the link.
You know who I bet watched it? Croak. Like, he's the only one that would be like, oh, I'm just gonna go watch this now. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna download it.
Croak's out in the dark in his truck. Give him
that's true. Yeah, he'd still watch it. He'd still be like,
yeah, he needs it.
Like, don't take this from me. Don't take this from me. I'll leave it. If they're smart enough to figure it out, I'll let them watch it.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got? You got one for Friday. So
I have one for next Friday.
Yeah, we'll see them on Thursday before next week.
Yeah.
So
Hey, what's this gift that Croak made?
I don't know. I don't see it.
Hey, last one before you're pulling it up. Last one I have is I'm gonna start putting together the holiday gift guide. So I'm gonna try and get some stuff from Joe and from Cody and from Jason, and get a whole group. So on the Thin Line Defense website, I'm gonna try and have some recommendations from each member as like gifts they recommend for the holiday, along with doing some shorts and stuff. So if particularly are a lot of our OGs in Discord and stuff, if there are some holiday gifts, I would like to do this too. I'll actually say viewer recommended. So if there are some cool gifts or cool ideas that you guys know of, put them in Discord, and I'll make a section that says viewer recommended. And like all the ones you guys bring up, if it's like wallets or whatever, things you would want your spouse or SO to see, that we can kind of put somewhere and be like, hey, here's some stuff I want to show off to my family members, or people with some good ideas, or just ways to jog your own memory is like some things you may want to, like some of the lights we mentioned today, probably the TLR 7s, and those are ones that are like, they're not, I don't know if they're like within gift range, but they're not super ungodly expensive. So yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna start putting that together this weekend.
Okay. Joe, I don't know what Jeffy's talking about.
I don't know.
GIF, whatever. All right. Anything else before we close up shop? All right, gents, thanks for being here. If there's any ladies out there, I apologize. But we will catch you next Thursday. And I'm out of sorts here. We'll see you all next Thursday.
Bye.
How do I close out? Bye.
Enjoy the deck, everyone.